My name, my profession, everything is just a cover. Who would ever guess that the executioner of the Sons of the Dragon was just a simple potter?
If you're at all into martial art films like I am, Mark Dacascos is certainly a staple name that you've seen in movies since the early 90s. After all, only the strong single-handedly made the art of capoeira super popular and widely known. I'm not saying it wouldn't have been known without him, but it certainly made it popular, including moves such as the butterfly twist. Very recently, in 2019, Mark made a big comeback to the big screen by acting in John Wick Chapter 3 as Agent Zero, a super assassin, super fanboy of John Wick himself. His performance in this movie really made even non-connoisseurs into Mark Dacascos converts. So, who is he exactly? Mark Dacascos was born February 26, 1964 in Oahu, Hawaii. His father, Al Dacascos, is originally from Hawaii and a martial artist whose parents originated from the Philippines and were of Chinese, Filipino, and Spanish ancestry. His father, Al, is also known for having created Wun Hop Kuen Do, which means combination fist, which is an offshoot of the Hawaiian Kajukenbo art that blends karate, jujitsu, Kenpo, and boxing. So, in the early days, Dacascos competed in kung fu and karate, but later studied Muay Thai, Chin Na, Tai Chi, Wushu, and Capoeira. Dacascos wasn't really aspiring to become an actor, but was discovered walking down the streets in San Francisco's Chinatown by Chris Lee, who eventually became a producer and was formerly the head of Columbia TriStar. At the time, he was assistant director for Wayne Wang's movie Dim Sum. His small role ended up missing from the final cut. He had a similar almost rise to fame when he played in the pilot episode of Bioman, which was a TV prototype for what would eventually become Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It's a pity that he didn't get to go on to be on the main cast of Power Rangers, as I feel that this would have been such a perfect role for him. His first real significant role was in 1992's American Samurai, which was produced by Canon Pictures and known for being the go-to production company for low-budget action flicks. This movie was an attempt to revive and reboot the American Ninja series, but with more swords and fewer hoods. In the vein of Bloodsport, this may not be the best movie, but it does give a glimpse of Dacascos' martial arts skills and was most certainly what led him to his starring role in the movie that actually really jump-started his career, and that is 1993's Only the Strong. As mentioned, this is the movie that really made capoeira known in the Western world. Prior to getting the role, Mark didn't have any experience with capoeira, but soon learned it directly from Amin Santo, who is a very respected mestre in this art. Even though he hadn't practiced for long, the fact that he had the flexibility, tumbling, and years of martial arts made him look extremely natural in the role. On a cool note, this movie was directed by Sheldon Latish, who wrote Bloodsport and directed a couple of the best early Van Damme films. In this breakthrough role, Mark Dacascos plays an ex-service guy for an elite military unit named Lewis, who goes back to Florida and gets brought into the toughest school in Miami to teach capoeira classes to local gang kids. While teaching these kids, he sees that drug dealers dispatched by Laval overlord Silverio sell on the school grounds. Seeing this, Lewis becomes determined to protect the kids and stop the drug peddling. This movie did well and led him to a couple of other roles such as Double Dragon in 1994, which is arguably one of the worst video game to movie adaptations, and a lead role in Kickboxer 5 Redemption. That, unlike the other Kickboxer sequels, is actually really watchable. This movie is very simple and follows the story of kickboxing champion Matt Reeves that witnesses the murder of his friend Johnny. When investigating the circumstances of his friend's death, it appears that Mr. Nega in South Africa has founded a new kickboxing association and is forcing fighters to participate. Just from looking at the plot, we can tell that this movie doesn't have an intricate storyline. But Dacascos does such a good job with his martial arts and charisma that this unlikely movie quickly became one of my favorites. Now, before I actually discovered Only the Strong and all the other Dacascos films, crying Freeman hit the cinema screens in Europe. This movie isn't very known in America, but having grown up in Belgium, I can attest to the fact that this movie was very popular upon its release in 1995. It's based on a manga by the same name. Christoph Gans directed the movie and made a movie that looks gorgeous from start to finish. Crying Freeman is a romantic melodrama where a shy, lonely painter called Emu Ohara, played by Julie Condra, witnesses an assassination in the woods by a mysterious man known only as Yo, played by Dacascos. The fact that she witnesses the murder leads to a difficult situation. Yo's employers want Emu killed, but Yu and Emu have fallen deeply in love and he just wants to protect her. What's super inspirational about this movie is that Julie Condra and Mark Dacascos eventually got married in real life and are still together up to this day. Even though Crying Freeman may have some slow moments and the plot may feel shaky at times, the visuals are so spectacular and the action combined with explosions, stunts, swordplay and gunfights make this movie so entertaining. Plus, seeing Dacascos do his butterfly twist made me start my journey into tumbling and trying to obtain the B-twist myself. Soon after this masterpiece, Mark got cast in quite possibly the most underrated action film of all time, Drive. While fans of martial arts movies praise it widely, it remains unfairly obscure outside his cult following. Dacascos plays Toby Wong, an assassin who's been genetically modified with a biomechanical implant to make him the ultimate weapon. When Wong goes rogue and flees to America, the corporation who built his tech is hot on his trail. Cornered in a barroom gunfight, Wong takes a hostage and demands he drive him cross-country to LA, where he can find a solution to his problems. Once on the road, this movie becomes a high-octane action film in the vein of 48 Hours, but with elements of Reservoir Dogs, Five Fingers of Death, and without a doubt inspiring The Matrix with its futuristic kung fu, which hadn't been released yet. The movie itself looks beautiful considering it was shot for just $3.5 million and was able to have cool car chases, exploding miniatures, and every flavor of kung fu action you could ever imagine. In this movie, Dacascos really shines. He was awesome in his previous movies, but this had the HK fighting style and Chinese way of making martial art flicks all over it. And this movie not only shows his action skills, but the ability to act goofy as well as a badass. There's a notably hilarious karaoke scene that is really worth the watch. The 90s ended with Mark Dacascos acting in the short-lived TV series The Crow's Stairway to Heaven, which is a Canadian supernatural drama series which aired for 22 episodes. This series was based on the 1994 movie starring Brandon Lee, the son of Bruce Lee, which was a major hit and supposed to be his breakthrough movie, but unfortunately a deadly gun shooting accident happened on set, killing him. For this role, Mark Dacascos took on the role of Eric Draven, left by Brandon Lee's death. Exactly 1 year after being brutally murdered, rock musician Eric Draven returns to Earth, searching for a way to right what was wronged and to reunite with his missing soulmate, Shelley Webster. Guided by a mystical spirit crow, he is neither living nor dead, possessing strange new powers to aid him in his search for revenge, which ultimately must become a quest for redemption. Despite positive reviews and decent ratings, the show was cancelled after one season when Polygram was sold to Universal Studios, which decided not to continue Stairway to Heaven. The producers had planned to make a television movie to wrap up the major loose ends from the cliffhanger at the end of the final episode, but it never materialized. Well, this concludes the first part of my two-part retrospective on Mark Dacascos. Please be sure to subscribe and smash the like button. In the next video, I will focus on Dacascos' career from 2000 to current times. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.